Well, hello, and welcome. This is Julie with Jewel Design, and we are back for another weekend, another Saturday, another crafting moment. And we are continuing on with our lunch bag booklet that was inspired by Lorette Chandler over at Vintage Paper Girl. Hopefully you watched on, I want to say it was Tuesday? I think so. Getting my days confused. On Tuesday when we started this lovely book, I have been able to get the basics all finished. Just making sure all my glues are prepped and ready for the day. Can't have them not be working, right? All right. So we started out with a Subway bag. And we went ahead and just folded it, right? Folded down what may have been the gusset. No, Subway bags do not have a standard lunch bag gusset on the bottom. So we just folded it over for a simple flap. Then the other half, now you can fold this either way. Lorette did a beautiful job and she did the gusset here to make it a pocket. And your pages is folded out to the left. Whatever reason, I did the opposite. I went this way so you could fold your pages out to the right. And then I added a notepad that you can write. I mean, you can turn it and write it vertically or keep it horizontal, more landscape-ish. And I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, so it's 12 front and back writing space, little notepad in here. And went ahead on the inside and collaged all the scraps we had left over from creating these pages and the back. So the back was a pre-done digital collage page. Make it simple, nice and flat. These we cut out to match. We had a nice little template. So everything that was left over, I just went ahead and collaged, had a strip even to sort of blend here. So it has a nice little header to your notepad. So you have a notepad. And then when we cut open the bag, I not only used the flap of front and back of the bag, but I actually cut the gussets off to use to help glue 2 pages together. So we got a third insert type, or instead of 4, we have 6 journal pages. Now, this one is going to get decorated because it is part of the front. This is decorated. So we actually get 5 to write on the inside, which you see there's these great writing spaces for fun moments, right? We have 5 of those. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, yes. And then that's why I added the notepad. And you could continue. I think that's where we can do it. I figured like we needed one more thing and I couldn't figure out what to do. I was trying to decide whether, I know I hate to cover it up, whether we put a belly band somewhere where maybe we could add one more large journal card to write on. Because I know we're going to fill the back with a pocket and we're going to stuff journal cards in it. But I wanted to add a tuck or something to it and I couldn't figure out where to do it. So now what I'm wondering, I don't know if it's wide enough though, is if we trim it a little bit and make it a floral like belly tuck here, so we could add 1 or 2 more sets of journal cards underneath the notepad, but I don't want to make it too bulky because then you can't really write on this smoothly. So that is sort of up for grabs right now. I'm still debating. Yes, I could try to put one here because that wouldn't interfere for smaller journal cards like we match in the back. Since we do have, I think I have 2 or 3. I don't know, they fit inside the cover. Not quite, they stick out. They're a little big. They're a little wider than usual. I took some frames from Graphic Fairy and then added in some of my clusters and stuff from the kit. So I don't know. It's very questionable here. Probably I could find something to stuff in here. That is so not the problem. We always have something, but maybe this would be the better spot for the belly band. But I'm sort of liking the more, yellows and greens. So maybe we clip it here. It's one of my unusual belly bands where I just have a larger circular item in the middle. So it's a little bit more decorative. We could put a belly band on this end because it doesn't, wait, where is it? Yeah, the only thing I'm trying to keep in mind is that the more we put on here, the less likely that the magnet is going to hold. So if I put a belly band here and that might be a problem. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I still want to add another element, but I have a feeling, I think we're going to make it very writable on the inside, and the pocket's going to be in the back here with lace. That is going to give us, we're going to lock the edge lace in this lace, and we're just going to stuff the journal cards back here. That way you can write on them and whatnot, and they're not really interfering with your writing space and the bumps and all that jazz. So, I think that's how we're going to do it. We're going to decorate where we can. We're going to stuff in the other spots and leave you plenty of cute writing space for some of your favorite things. not a full-blown journal. It is a cute standalone gift to give you a little bit of a writing space. Maybe it's for a weekend or an event, right? It's a birthday present. I know it's this is not Easter, but it's bunny. Very springy. So you've got someone with an Easter, like a spring birthday. This would be lovely, or an early summer, and they could record. They could definitely record, and sort of memory keep their week, maybe their birthday weekend or their birthday week. A few special moments they could write their elements about. So anyway, that's that. So let's get the lace going. So as it says, the lace, pearls, and fussy cuts, oh my. In the title, that's exactly what we're dealing with today. We're going to take one of my favorite laces because it folds beautifully down the middle. We're going to go a little bit less on the front, but still trying to catch the seam in this spot right here because it has the most solid amount of lace to really cover the edges. Because of how this is done pretty straight on, we do see this, and it just didn't feel finished, right? It felt a little messy, and sometimes things don't stick, so sometimes it's just great to put lace. So we're gonna have matching lace here, so it feels like a continuous piece, and we're gonna cascade lace on the back side of each one of these 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna cascade them so you can see each one of them, because it's gonna be too thick to try to get a pom-pom in here and still have, over time, I think, have everything stick. I can probably put one pom-pom, but I don't know if I can get 3 layers of pom-poms in there. So I figured let's do a cascading of white, green, and beige lace in here. We're gonna do clusters here, so on and so forth. So let's get going and stop chatting, right? Well, no, we want you to be chat. We want to chat. That's the whole point, right? It's craft and chat for a reason. A little learning, a little teaching, right? We don't do a little bit, but that was the last video on this one, right? We walked you through the sizes and the template of what I was doing, which we did make templates. We made squares so that we knew exactly what we sort of needed. Made it a lot smoother, knowing that for the most part, each page was the exact same size, which I think it was 6 1/4 tall by 5 3/4 wide. Not 5, 4 3/4 wide. Was pretty much the general spacing of each one of these pages. And so we made sure each page matched and then trimmed as we saw fit. Because sometimes, a cut here or something there does not work out in our favor. And so it doesn't quite do what you want it to do. So I'm going to trim it a little bit right now, making sure that we're not too far off the page. Continue to make trims, and I've continued to ink, as we go, as I'm seeing things stick out a little more than I'd like. Can't cover every edge in lace, I'm afraid. I wish we could, but whoops. Get that ink. I got pressure going because it's just warm. Yeah, we are, see, this is Saturday when you guys see this, but I think I ended up recording it early on Thursday, and we actually saw 90-degree weather. Like, oh, a hint of rural summer. No. But I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't. I know so many people are dealing with flash floods and thunderstorms, and there's something else that was really off. Oh, we've got volcanoes in like Hawaii and just weird things everywhere, and oh my goodness, right? So I shouldn't complain. A day of 90 is nothing, right? Never mind. I will keep my mouth shut. But yeah, it was weird. I'm like, oh, okay. I have to deal with the heat. Wait a minute. I haven't really turned on the AC unit out here like I did last year. And I was like, do I dare just for one day? And I'm like, I've got I bought like distilled water to make that a little easier because, having to fill up my water thing is it barely fills at 24 ounces at a time before my water filter through my fridge, gets mad at me. And it really wants clean water, as it says. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And so I was using the tap water, and I'm sort of regretting that because it wasn't good enough. And so I've got some weird buildup in the container that holds the water. It's a little scratchy. It's a little weird. I'm like, oh, okay. Not a good thing. Darn it. So we're going to do this here, and we're going to definitely cluster on here. I've got papers and fussy cuts ready. So I'm stoked about that for both the inside, both sections. Because as much as we see this, there's only about 2/3 of it that we can write on. And I thought, it's still part of the front. So I think I'm keeping it, unless we go up higher. I've got a cluster. I said maybe we go a little higher so you could write a little bit on it, but it is the front. So anybody could see whatever you wrote on it. Maybe that's not as fun, right? Not private, but not as inclusive as you may want. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be out of this lace. I know we are down to the last of our Ecro supply too, from when we started, which is not bad. It had quite a bit, and we've been at it for almost a year and a half now. So the fact we got it to last that long, I guess, was great. But it is one of our favorites. So it is almost out of stock, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I didn't even pull out the tiny lace. I think I have it somewhere, but I wanted to use some different laces, or different aspects of laces, or some of our favorites, whatever. But no, I'm not gluing it all the way down to the edges, you can see, for whatever reason. I do not know. I just like sometimes having it sort of loose. There we go. So we're using this as our binding. We're using it to help keep everything together and sealed and, you know, protected, so that we do not have, you know, edges and weird things having any problems. So there we go. Now the back was definitely going to have, I love this, I think again from my grandmother's stash, my mom to my grandmother's. I love it. It's a thicker, starchier lace and makes for great pockets. No, normally we love our embroider one or a European one. When you have it taut, it does a great job too. But this time we're going to use it for decorative. Today we're using it decorative. I think in the C side book, you know, in the back we did a blue strip to make it a pocket in the back, so we had that. But I want to be able to put, just as best I can, a pocket here on the outside back. I don't remember if Lorette ended up getting a pocket. I think the bigger shabby sewing one, I think she put a pocket in the back. I don't remember. Usually she does. I mean, we hate missing out on an opportunity to put a pocket anywhere, right? So I thought, since I can't really, I really don't want to block writing space on the inside, I really feel like I have to put at least a pocket in the back to give us the ability to put some journal cards in here. Because I showed your two at a cute botanical like playing card and things like that. So I want to be able to stuff back here. So I'm only going here, so we still can get almost all the way out. But we're going to add that lace. We're going to get our lace on here. So yeah, this is, so is it Saturday and Thursday we worked on, Saturday and Thursday. I don't even remember. I don't even know where that project is. It was cute and floral green. Oh, the altered book. I was like, what did we work on? Because I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, right. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. I'm getting ahead. We worked on the altered book last Saturday and Thursday. And then Tuesday and today, this Saturday, we've got the booklet. So I'm trying to vary it a little bit, but we are seeing reds and, you know, greens and yellows and pinks and new colors. We're trying to get away from the blue. I'll try to go back to blue for a while. I don't know what to do next. I have a feeling it needs to be either a little bit of Christmas. Maybe next week we'll go into, maybe I can pull something Christmassy. I don't know if I have anything. I know I have pink winter, but I don't actually think I have anything Christmas printed. Usually I end up using all my Christmas and it's packed away. My Christmas is actually packed up now that I think about it. Ugh, I don't really want to pull that out. My poor downside about having your kids clean up their rooms is that they go, here, I don't want this anymore. And you're like, up, okay. Some things you have a hard time. You don't want to just throw away. Don't want to fill up the landfill with it. Other things you're like, well, I should really sell that. Which means it's a pile because you got to get to it. Or give it away. So it means it's still a pile and you are waiting to, you know. So I'm trying to see how this is doing. Yep, looking okay. A little bunchy on the corners, but that's okay. We didn't lay it flat and I always forget about that. We should always lay your lace flat and put it down and let it tighten around the seam, the spine, instead of wrapping it around. But, you know, it's okay. It's not like we're writing on those spots. So there's really not a huge worry. And since I did do washi tape on the inside before we put the 2 pages down, and I even put washi in between the gussets, as you saw, I think you saw. We put a spatch of washi here to help keep things sort of connected. So I'm really not worried about, you know, much. I just want to make sure everything feels like it's a nice stout whatever. So let's do maybe inside out. Let's try that. Oh, laces. Let's do the laces first, for sure. So we have the new page edge floral white page edge lace with a little bits of dangles, little sporadic dangle pieces. I love them. Oh, I love this one. I'm so glad I found this one. But I want to put this here so it's just a little sticking out, right? We have these little bits of dots sticking out, which makes me happy. Why did I put that back up right? I know better. Oh, I so know better. Okay, so I figured each one of these, because it's two, the edge here gets a little wider each time. So I feel like we can put a little bit more lace, but it doesn't block our writing space. But it gives a little something. I'm pretty much keeping the diamonds on this side. We're not really seeing it, but it's what's above it is what you're going to see here. That's what I love about the page edge type laces. It gives you something pretty on one side and it's not overwhelming, and it gives you something sticking out to see on the other. Cannot go wrong with that. Okay, so there's, let's see, the edge. I'm going to put down a little bit of glue so maybe these edges aren't too loose so that we don't, where's my finger? God, I wish I could find these in bulk for you guys. They do occasionally sell them in 2 or 3 packs, I think, at Dollar Tree. Do you have a Dollar Tree? Dollar 1 or 2. So, you know, occasionally I can get a couple sets. I did put them in our journal kits. So hopefully it's something that as I continue to do the journal kits with the supplies I have, or as we alter, I do end up tendency of altering the journal kits. Right now we have the pokers in them. We have the rubber sort of waxy end to help you like diamond painting and picking up rhinestones, and the picker on the other end to help you move things around. Or like I said the other day, I was trying to actually get out underneath the layers of my sticky sticker paper, trying to get the backing off, right? And if you put a little bit of wax gunk in that picker, again, these are great for diamond painting, but they help, again, it's picking up rhinestones and pearls, and you pick something up and it's moved around and we get to rework it. This is a little pointier. I've already worn off mine a little bit, but this is a new addition along with these in our journal starter kits right now, until they're gone. And if everybody really loves them, then I'll get another set where it's just a variety of colors and try to find those when I can and keep adding them to the sets. So that's the hope there. Okay, now, so I think I have 2 more sets right, 2 more journal sets right now. All right, so on this, whoops, hold on, wrong one, yes. And this is very green, so I feel good. So this one's gonna stick out a little bit more than the one before. Each one should stick out more than the one before, is the whole point. I wanted a cascade of lace and it's just getting it right where I'm eyeballing it here, but the corners here, these little peaks, just glue down. Yes, it sticks out a little bit beyond. So we just have to decide, what am I gluing it to here, huh? Gotta decide if, and I think it's backwards, I'll just flip around. If I want to cut, I think the flowers in half so that it lines up right with this for the most part. So I guess that's what we're doing. And I won't cut it off. I will just stop at a certain point, which is up here. And I'm going to do it this way so that I don't go all the way up, because there's this chunk here, just like I have this chunk here. I mean, I could try to pin it 2 inches. I could already cut it, but yeah, I mean, you find your way. Same thing. You cut certain things off and you use it. These border laces are wonderful. We have a few different types of border laces where, you know, you can cut it apart, like I'm doing today, because you want certain elements of it. You can use it as a whole for a tuck, a belly band, a pocket. We used to do the dangles, which had all kinds of different pieces in it. See? We used to do these, where you had like 3 sections almost, or again, a whole piece. So much fun. All right, so that's the end, and we're just going to, with my funky kind, we're going to bring it up a little bit. So yeah, we're going to definitely want to try to line that up. Okay, so there's our second layer. So I thought, yeah, we'll just layer cascades of lace in here on the pages so it doesn't interfere, but gives us some something pretty to look at when you open up the flap, but not in what's the word? Impose on the magnet, and we don't feel like it's too thick or too overwhelming to where we can't maybe do what we need to do, right? So there's that within reason. Everything sort of stays and fits. Great thing about fabric tack, gives you a little bit of room. Okay, so far we see a little bit of white, right? The green, and now one of our newer laces. So besides the page edge ones, we have this one and a bridal, called Bridal Veil Inspiration. We have these and some mirrored ones. Isn't that pretty? It's a skin tone, I guess. It's all peach, and it's not, I guess it's considered cream, because ivory is definitely more white. So we've got this one. Now what I have to decide, do I bunch it up? All right, do we cluster, do we sort of gather it, or do I leave it? And I know that this isn't all gonna fit. So we are probably just going to, what we have to decide is what side we want to use. Do we want to go flatter? Or do we want to go or continue on with this sort of, we have this continuously sort of scalloped edge going on. So I feel like we need to keep that going. And if I want it way up here, it looks like I'm going to have to cut it down here. And with that though, where is it going to, oh, not bad. It's just going to go into here, into this column, which I'm off the page. I'm so sorry. It's going to go into this column right here. And it's, all of this is still writable. So I'm not too worried about that. And it just means that we are leaving a little bit of the humps here, and we're leaving this edge here for somewhere else, which not a problem. We could use it in here anywhere else pretty easily. So let's see. On this case, we will cut it off just because there's just a limit to how much you can do these days, right? So let's do this. I'm probably off the page, off camera again. I keep doing that. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm back on camera. Okay. Let's see if I can try to stay in camera today. But this is a beautiful one too. I don't even know what I named it though. It's floral. I'm like, I know it's a floral border lace type deal. It is that off-white creamy color. And so it's like, it's skin color. It's not peach, but it, you know, looks great with the tones. So, all right, so this is going up here. I mean, I could leave the whole thing. I could leave it. Or I can cut in and out, and that gives us this sort of cool, using this, leaving this to put somewhere else. Yeah, let's do that. I love cutting off the netting part, like cutting in between where it's sort of freestanding. I was going to say a freestanding, like, I don't know. It's not really embroidery, but I don't know what. Not sure how this is created, but new and old style. I know it's probably machine based these days, but I love the coloring, so it does give it an old world feel. But I love just sort of leaving, you know, what we can see, and taking off some of the mesh. See, now we have this beautiful stripe that I can use just about anywhere. It's a great piece on a card. Actually, we may use that on the journal cards some actually. Okay. Oh, I was like, what am I hearing? Sorry, I heard something on. And it does cover up pink a little bit, but it's somewhat see-through enough, and it's floral, and floral is always good. So we're gonna start here. So here's all of our lace. We'll get our clusters done, so then we can then purl it up. We can put our odd count of pearls everywhere to keep it fancy. And try to make sure, because I can see right through. I can see exactly how far up to go with our lace, so we make sure we get that cascade. And even on this side, you can still see one. You can't see the white one, but here you can still see two, right? So we have that popping through. We got the green on it. We have the white. So at least when we open it, we get to see this before with that right off the bat. That's what we get to see. Knowing that also lets you know that there's some layers here, and you know that there are three sets of pages here. Lorette had beautiful tabs on all of hers, which I guess I could have done, but I would have liked to maybe hide it. I don't know, but I don't know. I was just looking at it going, I wanted to put the pom-poms. I felt it'd be too big, too much. I love it's on the outside though. Ooh, I like that idea. Just sort of saw the potential. And I think we're going to put this here to help sort of hide the fact a little bit that there's wood there, or brown there. The front also has a combination of things. I just realized I got to ink all my stuff. So I think I want to put that there. We're going to use some paper. We're going to use some hearts. We're going to use a curve of a heart doily because I love the color. We've got a punch out. And then we have our flowers and our bunny and a glass jar. I think we have a little bit in the background, but I just love that we have a combination of colors. So I sort of want to do, not exactly, but this is a really cute cluster too. Something of this nature here on the front. And we're going to, cut sections of it to make ourselves a nice cluster here on the top. As layered up as we want because it is the front. So I really like that. Let's see if we can, how we can keep parts of that and work around it to make it fit. I love it when you have it one way and you sort of pick it up to show something and you're like, oh wait, there's a whole other way to do this. All right, let's see. So yeah, it was great when I got off last time with you guys. I went right away and was able to, we did the front, got the front cover piece here on. And then I went ahead and made sure, because I had shown you guys the start of the magnets, but I couldn't keep it in place right away. So I had to cut a piece. I had a piece here. So magnet piece, but I wanted to make sure I got the pom-pom first and then put the paper on. And, I had to do a little, think my way through. So, being underneath, not top. Yeah, I was like, put the pom-pom on, try to glue the magnet down, and then put the paper over it. And then that started the collaging, on the back. So. And to a point, we want to sort of cover this because it's glue and it's sticky and it's definitely imprinting itself right there. So, all right. So now we've got all three. We sort of like white, beige, and green representing our front. I don't need this at the moment, so we'll just cover it up. Our lace is done. So now we're on to the fussy cuts and collaging. Okay. So ink. I guess we'll combo. I think where it's white, we're going to do a little bit of, vintage just to help it shadow and pop off any likable pages, like light on light, because we don't want that to be an issue. Which I wanted some, what's the word, the white pops on the green and things like that. So all right, we have the pink here, which did I change it up? I did. I don't have purple right now going on. That was for the other side. So let's get the pink in place, since I do have quite a bit of pink. And I'm let's see. I think I'm actually going to go more vintage around the edges of this pink one. Okay, so we know how to do that. The bunny needs, I guess I better flip my inks over. I'm going to be using them. Our bunny needs brown. Come on. Brown bunny. Brown bunny. There was a book about a brown bunny that I used to read to my girls all the time. It was about all the different spring colors, and the brown bunny wanted to be spring color, and took, of course, to the end of the book where the owl said there's nothing wrong with brown. It's fresh soil. It's whatever. It was cute. Tried to tell her why they were so special. Where is, oh, there it is. But it's just all the different colors, I want to be like blue like blueberry, or green like grass, or what was the other thing? All the different, I don't know, there was different colors. But it was one of my favorite books to read to Lizzie, my youngest. So it was cute. But, Brown Bunny is the main character, right? And then we need the green. Really wish these would stick better. Let's get a little bit of green around the edges, since I didn't do a perfect cut job. I want just to enjoy it, and a little rough is fine. A little rough coloring, and that's where you get to put the ink and makes it work. Okay, so now, knowing me, I can have it overlap a little bit, so there's some green, so you can see a little bit of the green if we want. We have the bunny. We have the bottle that she's going towards. Okay, I like the green here. We want to be able to see that. So what I need to decide, because I don't want it, we're going to use that heart to keep ourselves together. So we need to move it over. It can be off the page a little bit. So with this underneath, I feel like we definitely need to, I don't know, rip it in and out, right? Whoops, don't go too far. Yeah, so my clustering technique is very different, very unusual. Let's see. Let's get this inked before I put it back down, because I'll usually cluster my creation here, and then I start gluing edges that match up as a whole where it sits, so that I do not technically lose it. I'm actually going to get you back on top to see if we can hide that hard edge. Otherwise I've got to tear it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to tear it. All right, so we've got that. I can always tear that up once it's sort of glued down so I can see exactly where I need. There's a hard edge down here too, but let's see if I bring it down, everything down a little bit, I can sort of hide some of that hard edge. So I think we're going to go up here, and I might actually end up tearing, you know, parts of that too. And I'm wondering then if I want, because if I end up tearing it here, do we want a little bit of that? I think it'd be pretty, but I don't know. We don't really have gold anywhere, and I don't know if a gold tinted heart paper is going to work, or is going to be what I want it to be, right? If it's going to really make any difference. I actually feel like this needs to go more across the bottom, maybe? More realistic? I don't know. This is where you have to decide, do you want to be sort of natural, and it's like, oh yes, there's a bunny jumping, you know, over. I don't think I really want the green stem showing that much, since it's sort of sitting in the bottle, right? We'll make it look like more it's sitting in the bottle, maybe. There we go. I love the pink back there. This one can shift. I could decide it needs to be more back here, but I think the pink is good on the green off the white. Where's my... So this is what I do. I start gluing, I can see what it is, little sections that are connected where, let's do this, where a bottle touches the flower, or the flower touches, you know, this, that, and the other thing. I start working it where it is, because I know that if I pick it up and put it down too many times, that I will lose the, there we go, the finesse, the sort of placement that I started falling in love with. Or I already glued those together, didn't I? Okay, never mind, there we go. And so I just sort of start layering it exactly where I see it, because it makes the most sense to me. It feels like it goes the best, instead of constantly picking up and putting down, and I end up usually misplacing it. I end up putting it somewhere I don't want it, and then it sort of ruins the whole feel and junction of it, and I'm all bummed. So I try to keep as much as I can together as I go, so that I have what I need, right? I still have some room here on purpose, because I wanted to see if I don't know if I want to go behind or in front of the grain. We know we need to glue this to that pretty good. Go up the edges, because once, you know, you get going, it does sort of just one lays on top of the other. So we want to cover up that hard edge, but we get to see that. Now we just need to get her. I think I end up taking the more peachy side, but that's okay. That's what we inked in here to get rid of some of that hard edge, which we'll do some more. We know that I have a feeling this is going here and here. I am not going to put anything else in that space. On camera, right? Yes, okay. So far here we go, right? I'm just doing enough to make sure, but I'm not doing some edges because I know that I may want to do something else with it. There. More ink it. I feel that when you're clustering, hard edges are not fun. The only reason you'd have one is if you were actually lining it up on the edge of a page. So we're going here, and this is where I can do stickles and pearls or rhinestones or whatever off of any edge. So now I gotta decide, do I want to just sort of tear and cut up that way? Right? You sort of see the heart, but not really. It's going over. Now I can either do this, but it's not going to stay, so probably we're going to cut that edge off. This one can stick out a little bit because it's overlapping that, but it's not the end of the world. So there's our bottle and our bunny and our ordeal. It's clustered good. It's just whether or not now, as I was sort of looking at it, do I want that white back there? Is it necessary? It feels a little possible. But then we lose the tear. I'm just putting it underneath to see if I can get a feel for the potential. Like, do we have another ripped up here? We ripped this, solid up there. I'm trying to think if there's a shape I can think of that would sort of help offset. I mean, I can do it square, but what if we just did that? I just saw hide that there. Just a little bit of white. Cut it flat here with that one. Ink it a little bit. It would help. We're committing. We're doing it. Hold on. Probably easier to put the gum, the glue on this. I'm like, wait, let's put the glue on that. Okay. Heart's going the right direction. Doing so what we think we needed to do. I think once it's glued down, then I might actually cut everything off. And I don't know whether to ink that with, we said a little inking, right? And wherever's left over, we'll ink some more. So it sort of goes with this fill up there. Okay. By Jove, I think we have it. Is that how you say that? Watson? I don't know. Oh, it was Watson or Holmes. Not Holmes, but I had a thought in my head and I don't know where it came from, but that's okay. Anyway, let's not get too far out there. I just realized we are going to be cutting some of that off. So, keeps getting caught. There we go. Let's glue this down, see what we can get. Oh, it's a little, I'm gluing it at me. It got a little warm yesterday. My glue is a little bumpy today. One thing about the glitter glue I noticed, I don't get a very smooth, I don't know, ordeal there. Okay, so here's our front. I love that we can see some brown up there, which is another contrast. There we go. And then when we're done, we can then glue back down whatever we feel we need to. I'm trying to see if I had a cute little card, but it is a repeat sort of that. Oh no, it's not. Ooh. I'm like, that's just our flower on flower. So I don't know if it's a really good stick. I was like, something to stick in, like if there was something that looked like we could stick in somewhere, but I don't know. I don't like that. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you don't know. Sometimes you're just like, does that work? It's a cute little rendition of something, but I was like, nope. Too light, too pale, too something. It really doesn't have a purpose. We don't want to just put it there to put it there, so that's a repeat of that. So I'd have to find another one that isn't that flower. Or isn't just, it's like, oh, flowers are all the same. It's not a bunny. Ours are more like this. Well, that's sort of cute, actually. Too bad it's not on the other side, but and I feel like we're open right here, and that's sort of like, it is sort of getting to me. Okay, hold on. I know I had a couple little ones, but I don't know if I have the right little ones. I have a butterfly. I wanted to keep it very, we don't really do any solid. This is the only real solid piece. Those are different flowers, different kit. Not that I can't add them in. They're all similar to a point. Let me go yellow if I want a real color. If I really want some color in here. Right? We can put a butterfly in there. I can even trim it a little bit to make it tuck in better. No, wait. Glued it down, so let's see if we can get up this edge. So that doesn't interfere when we open it, but there we go. Give or take. Fabric tuck. Might be easier because we are on lace, I just realized right here. So sometimes glitter glue isn't thick enough to get paper and whatnot on top of lace. And even the little, we want it to be nice and smooth and fit in there nicely. All right, so let's try that and warm it up. Scraps. I know. Okay. I think, didn't we say we were the inside out and I ended up with on the top? Huh, isn't that funny? That's okay. It all works out for however it's supposed to, right? Do a little inking down there. I'm not trying to get the lace too much. Let's get this glued down since I can't think of really anything to put in there. We got the butterfly in this end, but I think that's about it. We're gonna end up, leaving it there. So we just have that. That's pretty tight. Where did the butterfly go? We'll ink her a little bit. Okay, so we're thinking here, if I do it, I have to really make sure. If I cut any off, I can really tuck it under. So I don't want her wings out. So I think I'm just gonna slightly, just a bit, so that she's a little more tucked in so that it doesn't stick out. There we go. See? And then I can glue this down and the butterfly down. And we're just clustering away because I'm enjoying this, and hopefully you guys are too. Getting not so much ideas, just having fun doing your layering and clustering and decorating our beautiful booklet here. Where is the top to this thing? Aha. All right, I don't think I have any more lace, but let's keep it flat. I gotta keep it down. I do not know what that, oh, that went to what I was just working on. Okay. So then, definitely like pearls. Oh, they're right in front of me. Okay. Putting a pearl in his eyeball seems a little weird. I'm gonna put one on the top of the butterfly. No, I don't. I do have gold. Where is the gold ones? Where is that container? There it is. I mean, I don't have to do pearls, but I want to put pearls in places, which I think I know where I'm going to put pearls, actually. I want to do these guys, at least in two of them. 3. 1, 2, and 3. I feel like pearls just off an edge up here would work, and maybe here. Alright, so I've got my little single here. Let's get all this excess junk off that I don't need. I love putting a pearl at the head of a butterfly when it allows at the body, but in this case I really want to see the body. I don't really want to mess with that too much. And then, let's see, 3 is a little, 5 maybe, so it goes in far enough. Make sure we don't have really any excess sticker glue that I don't need. I know we had our junior high board meeting last night, and we're about to finish the season, or finish the school, the board meeting, nonprofit board season, and we were very blessed that 4 new parents who have both 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, all of them, combined, they have one of three of grade levels, is joining and taking up the helm, taking up the helm, and we get to pass the baton. We are so happy. I've been with I've been active with the whole group for 2 years. I took on a board position this last year because they desperately need a secretary, and I thought, okay, well, that's low key, I can do that, and then just make sure I was there for every event we could possibly be at. I was like, well, what do you need? From prepping food, cooking food, prepping food, handing it out, whatever. As boards, we do a lot, and we do a lot. But we were just really, really happy to see that there was parents that enjoyed the year and all that we could do the past 2 to 3 years. And we have an amazing board. I just stepped in to help here, and that they want to continue on, that they want to continue providing, all that we can for these kids who want to be in music, who want to be out there with their community, want to be in their parades, they want to be in the competitions. And so it was really cool. And because we work with the high school, we try to cross promote. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, that and that. See, that's why we had to keep that up right set up. But anyway, it was just a great meeting because we had people show up, and we had them want to participate, and they wanted to take over, and they wanted to help, and it was a good night. And then we got to now I don't know if it's a college group or it's senior in high school, and I gotta look it up. I kept meaning to look it up beforehand, but these are these wonderfully talented teenagers and young adults that just rock it on the field. They perform on your football field, and they beautifully musically talented and theatrical. The flags and the rifles and the sabers that they all perform with is, they're super talented. It's a huge group. Band's a huge group. The band, oh my gosh, mostly wind. It's drums and wind. So trumpets, horns, and I think we even had a saxophone though. Oh, he had some beautiful notes. Anyway, they've been performing at our high school for whatever reason, maybe because they had big enough size or close, I don't know. For whatever reason, they decided to come down and rehearse for the past 3 days, or for 3 days. And then we got to, if you stuck it out, you got to watch the whole performance without uniforms, but the whole performance in one fell swoop at the end of Wednesday night. And so we went to our board meeting on Wednesday, and we then, we could hear the music they're at the high school. We are still quite a few blocks away, but the wind carries everything up the hill. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can hear the band from here. And she's like, let's go. So took them about an hour to get to the point of actually performing. So we got to watch them do it in sections, which you're like, okay, that's so cool. And then when they actually put it all together, it was just mind blowing. And so it was really great because these high schoolers get to see what to strive for and what to do. So it was a good night. It was a very heavy band night, right? All good moments of closing a chapter and handing it off. And then, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do we like? We got paper and fussy cuts and doilies and lace and pearls and bling and papers and very pretty. So now we go over here and we have to hope that it doesn't have to be coherent. Like, it doesn't have to go from top to bottom. What are we at? 48 minutes. Okay, let's see if I can do this quicker. Haha. But that was my big thing. I really wanted to get that going. Okay, so over here though, I took a pink heart doily, tried to make an envelope, which a little off, but we have 2 cute little fussy cuts inside it. We have a coin that you can later, if you want to cluster, you want to close something with it, you want to decorate with it, totally up to you. Sometimes that is the joy. And then there is a little ephemera piece. It's just it could be a stamp, or you could just make it a tiny little square. No, yeah, make it look like a stamp. So you cut around the edges. But I'm gonna keep it pretty solid, and we're gonna glue it down. We're not gonna glue it down. Yeah, well, we are, but we're going to tuck it in. So I gotta very carefully, I guess, glue this shut, to make it at first it was just like we did in the front, where I was just gonna have it sticking out, and then I was like, well, wait a minute, what if we tried, to make it a little envelope? That's much a pocket, but an envelope. So then, I always hate when we do that. I don't know if that's gonna stay not completely, come on. Oh, there we go. All right, so we can put our cute little card in there, and we can put our cute little circle in there. And the nice part is about the way I folded this, and actually I can actually get that in front, maybe. All right, so there we go, inside. There's plenty of this back to glue down. With that, we are gonna glue a, see the die cut we used up here. I had the green sort of frame left over. I wanted to frame the number. Then we have, let's see, let's do some green. We have a cluster of florals and bottles for some color. I know, I'm doing it all in green, but we have a smaller version of the flower that is on the other side, but we're gonna go upside down with it. I know, bad, but the butterfly will be off, but that's okay. I didn't want to do an exact replica of the same direction as the front, so that we saw something different. Okay, so we're gonna sort of do this. When it comes down, you're gonna see something like this. And these are gonna get glued down, but not to the envelope, so we can get those things tucked in and out. We got a little something, and then I wanted to rip parts of this underneath. So like we did before, I really wanted to see the fleur-de-lis. Well, yeah, sort of the greenery. So I might glue it down, and then we could sort of tear what we need. So again, we're getting really what we want, and we're not constantly guessing at it. So again, it's just seeing if we can layer it in a fashion that really works for us. So I'm doing this, I end up tearing it right off, huh? How do you do that where you, I mean, I can, I wanted to see that, but apparently if I do it, however I do it, I'm going to end up tearing it off. I mean, I can tear right here and up, get a little bit of blue back there. I don't really want to lose, because I don't really want to lose. So we're really gonna fuss with it a little bit here. We're gonna go in and around sort of the decor so that I can fussy this in a way that we get to see that and utilize it. So I think we're gonna start doing it in sections, and we're gonna bring it back together, because I don't think I'm gonna get exactly what I thought, but that's okay. We're gonna work it layer by layer until it lines up, and hopefully we can keep adding and doing what we need as we go. All right, so I want the florals behind it, just overlapping a little bit. Please tell me I'm in camera okay. Don't know if I'm close enough for you guys. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. A little late now, but okay, so there's that. Now, if I do it that way and keep it upright, there really isn't any reason for the blue, I don't think. Well, a little bit. So if I just go, if I decal cut it right here, it's a straight edge but deckled. So let's see if we can carefully put just a little bit of glue down here. I don't want to go up very far. I don't want to cause the envelope to stick in a way, too high, really too high, that these guys can't come out because we accidentally glued it together. I think it's going to be more of it's just going to sort of sit there than an actual. Okay, let's see if we can, let's glue this down where I think I want it. That way, someone's beeping me. I don't know. Oh, maybe I've been sitting too long. Haha. It's like, you have to get up, you have to get up. This is Saturday Crafts. We go a smidge over an hour. It's not too bad, but I'm almost done, and I'm stoked that we got everything I think I wanted to get done. So I'm, okay, fine. It's light. I can go back and do it. It is bunching up on me. I don't think I'm leaving it open, I think, too much. My bad. My bad. All right. I can get more underneath it in a moment, and I'll have to put a stick in there. Let's use our proper tools here, right? Let's get these here, this here, making sure as I can still move it around where I think I want it. I'm trying to stay off that a little bit, the magnet a little bit, if I can help it, because I really don't, and that's where I want to make sure that Oops, there you go. That it's a light, that's why we're not doing too much inside, because it's a light magnet. It's really not very, you know what, I give up. I decided I'm just going to tear it somewhat naturally. We're going to do some green and brown. We'll tweak both so it gives some more color. We're going up here, like I said, I still want to see the numbers. Keep that sort of upright. If I glue it down, it should be okay. It's right there, and I'm almost like, oh, don't get too thick, but it's sort of hard when you want to decorate something and you're like, oh, there is something in the way. I don't know if I can go out, down and out a little farther. If I go down and out a little farther, actually, it has more to work on. So you see this and this is almost a continuation, and actually I like that. Okay, we're gonna go down a little bit. We're actually gonna, I still see the 381 within the frame. The frame still has its purpose. It's not super over and under. And because the way we folded it, there's a nice solid area back here to glue the envelope part down. Without going right through all the material. And yeah, we went down more here and there, and that way there's less here. It still covers the fact that there is a what's it called there? A magnet. But it doesn't interfere. I'm only gluing where there's a solid piece of die cut. So that comes out. That comes out perfect. Okay, just want to make sure. I wish I could put something tiny right there, but I don't think I could. The magnet sort of helps keep it closed. So that is going to be, I had to make the tiniest circle. I wonder if it'd be smaller, but I mean, I could cut a circle up. I could do a tiny little circle and see if I could catch it. Oh, I don't know. I just saw the beige and I was like, well, maybe. Do I have a better, hold on. I can do a green dot. Oh, I had green. Oh, that's all right, we'll just do it in the corner. Let's get a green punch. And let's douse it a little bit in ink. Just make it a slightly different color, I guess. And then we're going to very carefully, and I mean very carefully, I was trying to see if we could create a tuck spot, but really this is up, that it would be weighted. That might help. Just trying to find a way to, right now I'm actually going to glue it here to see if I can give us something to weigh it down a little bit. Right? Give it a moment. Right, give it a moment to glue. And then if we just very carefully, because this is not glued down right there, you could actually use the bottle. Let's make sure it's nice and flat. And that little tab to make sure it stays put. So you do see that it pops open. There we go. I'm not covering that again. How rude. So we took a tiny little hole punch, put it on the edge of the flap, push it down more, so we could sort of tuck it under the bottle, because this bottle is not perfectly glued down, because remember we didn't want our things inside to get caught. And we actually have that little point. I could put a pearl on that. Oh, come on, we must. I must, because it seems bland. We can't have bland. I'm like, well, that's just too bland. I could go thicker. No, we need more pearls. We need some pearls in here, huh? I don't have any pearls over here yet. And I do love how it's sort of continuing on, right, from cluster to cluster across the front here. And yet all you have to do is grab the bottom edge there and you can pick it right up. And we have no issues. Hold on. I said, yeah, it is a light. The craft magnets are a little lighter. They're not as super hold. So always keep that in mind. I just realized with all the layers, I'm like, oh, which I'm really glad we dropped it down and we did not keep it right where it was. There we go. We have a little beep right there. I have another pearl in my fingers, but I don't know where to put it yet. When there's all that excess gunk around it. I'm trying to cut off all the excess glue that does not need to be on there. I don't know why it's sticking to everything. And this is where, yes, a picker would be sort of helpful. Sometimes. Well, moves it around, but what if we, see, made it sort of like a point. I actually just realized I have excess. No, not quite. Okay. Put it sort of next to the number, almost like a period. Weird, right? But possible. Sorry, I have a little bit of excess glue on that, and it's bugging me a lot. I pick it up. I'm now going to have to. That does not pick up when they're sticky. Okay. I have to move it around, but the excess glue on this side is really bugging me. It's a strip, so it's like when you're doing these strip things. So 10 to 1, I'm gonna need. Okay, you're being stubborn. We're gonna need a little bit of glue because I think we now have worn out the possibility of the glue. We've worn out the glue. Okay, stay. So this is where we work together, and there. Then you can shove it. Nope, it moves. Okay. There we go. Using your tools, pressing it down, making sure it stays put, not sticks to my finger, which is where these come into play, where you're really supposed to use this so it doesn't stick to your fingers. You're supposed to use that. Okay. 50 million tools I pulled out, right? But hey, you do what you have to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, I just put that in the wrong spot. I put this where my, where my things was. Okay. Well, look at that. We have decorated. We've added lace. We've clustered. We've, done so many little things, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. And so far, so good. My vintage paper is still working. My vintage photos is still working. Even after leaving it open for that week and a half when I was sick, that was terrible. I was like, oh, all my paper clips, all my messes. Okay, there we go. We've got a decorated front to our lunch bag, in this case, Subway booklet. You wouldn't know, right? Looking at it, it's just connected with a, see, let's sort of hear it. We have front and 5 writing pages that are tabbed with lace with a nice cascaded feel. So you see all the laces on the edge here. Oh, that's coming undone. Okay. Every one of these white spaces, it makes a wonderful writing space. Especially this last one, nice and big. And then you have 12 front and back printed coffee dyed papers. That makes a nice little notebook with room if you wanted to put a belly band back on here, or a tuck. If you wanted to put a large flat journal card, I don't think about here though. It's the only thing I just realized, like, no, we put one here and a journal card. It's going to be too much, and the magnet won't stay. So we'll just have to decide if we want to do one large. If I have to see what I have in my stash, maybe there is a belly band here with one large journal card or a tuck that makes for a flatter journal card. But in the meantime, let's see, hold on, where was that spot that I just saw? Oh, rude. In the end, I've had to do some touch up here. I love, yeah, it's the only downside about glitter, what's the word? I'm running low, I guess. One thing I'm noticing about, of course, which is always the downside, at least gets you started though, is, glue sticks gets you started, but as things get warm and dry, they start coming up. It just does. Sometimes it's beautiful and it sticks like gold. Other times it pops up immediately, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Especially when the glue stick is still blue, and I'm like, it's not white, it's not old. I didn't, I've gone through spurts where, I get down to the point where my glue stick is white, and I'm like, that's never good. Just checking our corners here, making sure. But we'll keep checking it beforehand. And if you ever get something from us that is paper-based and it is starting to come loose, that's what glue is for. Glue is our friend. There's lots of different glues out there, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. And then on the back, I thought maybe have to do some decor here, but we have, let's do this the other way. We have journal cards. I have a cute little watering can journal card. It's actually like a playing card. I don't know, it's an oracle, I don't know, some kind of oracle card. But I love the watering can. I think it's beautiful for what this is. I have this, but it's not the right side. If I put a card behind it, we could add one more. So maybe what I'll do is I'll back that, and we'll have a fourth journaling space. So we have large journal cards in the back, right? Yeah, definitely. I think I'm gonna border this one, giving you a writing space on the back, and we can have, those are all white. I have to ink all those. All right, so we're gonna have 3 journal cards, a decorative card in the back just for beauty. So maybe we'll decorate that one up. So the back has something in it. Since we didn't feel we could put something on the inside, we have all this writing space, this cute little writing space on the inside from a special event, special weekend, something that will help you document a wonderful moment in your life. Makes for a wonderful birthday gift or holiday gift. Maybe this is a spring gift or a spring equinox or a Easter type thing. I know it's spring and we're summer and we're past all that, but sometimes it's nice to have things in your stash. Or it's, when it's done, it'll be sitting in the Etsy shop for you when it is needed. I want to add that somewhere. I know. I'm trying to think. I don't know if you'll really see it down here, being that it's white on white. I feel like we need to add it somewhere, but not get in the way. I want to be able to see it, so 3 right there, maybe? Because we got these 3, so maybe we can just do 3 right there so it overlaps them. Oh, loving the ideas. Yeah, usually by the time I'm done with you guys, I just keep going because I'm just like, oh, I see this and oh, I see that. And you guys never get to see that part. The only other place would be just to put it up here sort of sporadically, but no, I sort of like it as like a little band down here. I like it right here. So it connects the circle to the bunny. Give us some more floral continuation. So there we go. We're blinging it up. We'd love to do that, right? So we'll see what else I come up with and what else I need and get. But I thank you so much for coming along. I really appreciate it. As we did part 2 here, you got to see it actually finished and decorated. For the most part, I'll add the journal card and some decor, maybe a little bit to the journals. I got to do the inking and whatnot. So in the final run, when I make all the last changes to it, I will do a flip through with whatever else I finished with all these projects. I'll let you know how things are going and let you know what's new in the shop. So love you all very much. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Saturday with part 2 of our lunch bag booklet, with the writing and the journal cards all tucked in, ready to go. Lovely. So a final flip will show up later, and I love you all very much. So maybe next week, purple, maybe Christmas. We'll do something. We'll have to see what challenges are out there, and maybe I'll do something quick and easy and see if I can get a little Christmas joy in my schedule here before we get into full-blown summer and boot camps and everything else. So I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much for joining, liking, loving, commenting, hitting notifications, making sure you're aware of every little thing that's going on so you miss out on nothing. And we will talk all very soon. Bye-bye.